So good any time of the day, anybody. I have a wonderful guest here today. I'm not going to be doing the introduction first. I'm going to leave him to, first open the episode. So, Josh.
Good day, guys. My name is Joshua Opaleke, and I'm a creative designer. Yeah, and if I'm not designing, I guess I'm taking pictures or I'm singing. Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if I should say he's a very shy person or humble. Which one should I use? Shy or humble?
I think let's say shy.
Let's say shy.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much, Josh. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of Reality Monday with yours truly, Damila Imapa. I hope you've been having a wonderful January so far, and I'm hoping that, your February will be better than your January. So on this episode, we'll be talking about 5 wonderful life experiences. Okay, decided to add one, so I think I should call it 6. Let's just go with 5, and one extra. 5 wonderful life experiences from Josh Opaleke, because yes, there are so many things that even me, as a person, I have learned from him, because it's someone that I met on the virtual space, Twitter to be specific, but and I've seen so many interesting things about him, and I know that you will definitely be learning so much from this wonderful human being. So thank you very much, Josh.
You're welcome. So basically, like you said, these are things that have built me, or actually building me to becoming the man I am, and then the man I will still become eventually. So it's a pleasure to be on the 40th.
40th episode.
40th episode.
It's a very special episode, like I said. So
So
let's proceed. Let's just start with number 1 lesson.
Okay, so number 1 lesson, I would say learn a skill. That's the number 1 lesson, and the reason why it's the number one. The reason why it's the number 1 lesson there is because I grew up in a home where you just have to do something. From my mom to my dad.
First of all, tell us how many are you in the house?
Okay, we are 6, a family of 6.
Family of 6.
Yes.
Wow, that must be some competition.
It's no competition.
Well, don't mind me. I was just joking.
Family of 6. My dad, my mom, my 3 siblings, a lady, and 2 brothers.
Okay.
So the whole skill thing is from my mom to my dad. My mom, my dad, my elder sister, my elder brother, to me, then to my younger brother. We all have something that we are doing, even right from our young ages. So it's more like it's inborn for me. So as a graphic designer, I started out while I was.
That's true self. Yeah, it's just now that you're telling us what you actually do. So as a graphic designer, so when did you start? When did you start as a graphic?
So as a graphic designer, I started while when I was 13. I think 13, either 12 or 13.
13.
Yes. And I did not own a laptop then. I didn't own a laptop. I started with my mom's laptop. And it's been a wonderful journey.
So that's like how many years now?
Well, give or take 7-8 years.
7-8 years in design. That must be one heck of an experience.
Yes. I thank God. It's not been easy. I mean, it has not been easy
at all. So when you say educate yourself by learning a skill, so when you learned a skill 13 years ago, did you see the importance of it when you were learning it?
Okay.
When you were 13, sorry.
Okay, so when I say educate yourself by learning a skill, I did not go to a formal. For me, I did not go to a formal space to learn the skill. I actually picked up the interest, and I started designing. I mean, from using of paint on what's it called?
Is it Corel Draw?
Yeah, no. It was not even Corel Draw at that time. I was using paint. It was paint that.
Okay, paint on the system.
On the system. That was what I was using. And then someone I think I followed my dad to the office that particular day, and I just saw that software on his
laptop,
on his desktop. It's actually desktop then.
Okay.
So I saw the software on his desktop, and I was asking that what do they use it to do? And the simple answer he gave to me was that they use it to design invitation cards.
That was the answer.
That was the answer he gave.
What
to
app
me.
was that?
Corel Draw.
Corel Draw.
I saw Corel Draw there, and it was like they use it to design invitation cards. Okay. So I think my mom got the system then, and yes, my mom got the system then, and they filled. There's this way they do these things for these people. They just fill a lot of softwares on the
computer.
So whichever one you need,
you can just use it. All this Microsoft stuff.
So that was when I picked up Corel Draw. I actually started with Corel Draw, and it wasn't like a totally nice journey for me until because I was using glasses and I was literally affected by literally white light. And Corel Draw was literally white.
The user interface.
So it was an issue for me. And along the line, when I started meeting and talking to people, and I was told that there's another software. There's another software. And I got into the space, then into Photoshop, and then I've been using Photoshop as far back as 2014.
2014.
Yes. Now, as I am, I'm still not an excellent designer. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely sure if I had gone to a very formal place, a very formal space to actually learn this skill, I would have made it. Let's say the process would have been a lot more easier
than it was.
So if you have an opportunity to do anything, as in getting a skill, don't. A lot of times we say I'm self-trained, I'm self-taught. Yes, I'm a self-taught designer. YouTube is my best friend. So I sit like any problem I'm about to solve, I have to go to YouTube and check it as at that time. So it all revolves around what you want to do for yourself. So getting that value from someone passing a knowledge across to you would actually save you a lot of time, rather than saying you will learn it from YouTube or you will watch videos or whatever. But yes, that was it. And this leads to let's say 0.5 of another lesson, which is start with what you have and do it excellently well.
Okay, that's number 2.
So let's say it's number 2. I'll still just put it with that number 1. Put it with number 1. So like start with what you have.
So if you want to start a skill, you have to start with what you have.
Just start with what
you have. You have to just begin. No matter what you have, whether it is something that you feel like other people are using better than you.
Exactly.
You don't have to focus on that. You have to start with exactly what you have. Because if you are waiting for the right point, obviously you would miss out on so many things.
For example, I started with an HP laptop, 4 gig RAM, I think 250 gig ROM.
Okay. That's not that much.
It's not that much. Some people still use it now.
Yeah, obviously.
But then, that was what I had. That was literally what I had, and that was what I used. And I used this. Okay. While I was using that laptop, I had to. At the end of the day, I had to collect it from my mom. Like that was literally my first laptop. I had to collect it
so that you could use it.
So I could use it. Sometimes I would just steal it to use and everything, and I could remember vividly well that sometimes they will probably think I was playing game
on the laptop, but they will not know you are actually learning.
I was actually learning something. So it was a really tough space as at that time. So I started with what I had, my mom's laptop, before I could actually collect the laptop and okay, the laptop is now yours. Yes. So I mean, if it's just a shirt you want to sell that first shirt, because if you don't sell that first shirt, you're not going to get any, you won't get any profits in quotes for whatever it is that you're doing.
You're doing, obviously.
So yes.
So
I think
yeah,
that's
but
it.
before we move on,
Yeah.
when you were learning Photoshop on your system, was it like they forced you to learn it, or it was just something that it really caught your eye? Because for you to have actually been stealing or like taking the laptop at their back, it was something that you obviously fancied a lot. Because
okay, they never actually forced me. I think there's this thing that we do when we're in GS3, NECO, and then we were asked to I think it was yes, it was during NECO, and we were preparing for computer practical.
Yeah.
So I think during that time we're supposed to do I think it was card. I think it was invitation cards, if I can remember very well. I think it was an invitation card that we were asked to do at that time. So it was, we literally used, I think it was PowerPoint that we used to design that time. It was PowerPoint used to design it, and we submitted it and everything. So it's from that very moment of the computer practicals
that you realized that.
And I realized that okay, this is something I actually enjoy doing. And during the long holiday, during that long just 3 holiday, that's when I fully picked up that skill at home, stealing my mom's laptop. Because it was actually a laptop I actually took to school. To do the practical exam itself, yes. So that was what I did as at that time.
I think one thing that you actually something that most people struggle with throughout their lives, as at 13 you already had clarity. You had a lot of clarity that but this is something I like, because for you to have been saying that okay, you can't take laptop behind your back, and that's the thing with learning something, because when you want to educate yourself about a skill, like you want to educate yourself on a skill, the most important thing is time factor. If you learn something for a very long period of time, you'll be perfect at it. But it's because most people are not clear about what they want to learn in the beginning. At the end of the day, when they get something to learn, it's usually very difficult to learn those skills to perfection because they've obviously not started. So let's just move on. It's just something I wanted to make sure that I confirmed at that point was the fact that you got clarity at that early stage.
Yes.
So yeah, next lesson.
So the third lesson now will be know your strengths. While I was in junior secondary school, I was sort of like a bright, average student. But there was this course I would never fail, and there's this course I will always fail. I would always fail Yoruba. Yes, I would always fail Yoruba. And I would always pass technical drawing. I would always pass fine art. I never had issues with them. I never had issues with them. And I actually didn't take notes.
That's something that most times when you are young, you'll not be able to think that this thing is actually important in some way.
So I didn't take notes, but then I knew I was doing it and I was enjoying it.
You liked it.
I liked it. So I think towards the just 3 ending and the just 3 holiday, I figured out that I'm someone that gets excited visually. If something is not visually appealing to me, automatically I wouldn't like it.
To be boring.
It would be so boring. So as at that time, I already figured out that okay, if I can put out something that people would see and like, if I can put out something that people will see and want more of it, then I have to understand what the career in this area, what career can actually you can actually get
with those
things, and that was what I actually went for, basically. And within the time that I've spent with this skill, it has to be visually appealing. And that's why we come about creativity. So that's just it. I figured out that okay, whatever it is I have to do, I have to be creative about it, minding that this thing has to be visually appealing to pass the necessary message to the recipient of the message and get the job done.
Obviously, you knew you figured out your strength and you used it very well.
I used it very well.
So that's something that is very important. The fact that everything is even linking themselves. Find your strengths, use those strengths to actually get your life purpose, get what you feel like you would succeed more on. For instance, now imagine if they give you Yoruba in university. What do you think would have happened at this point?
I don't know. I wouldn't have taken the admission.
If normally you probably not have taken the admission, but someone that is desperate now, for instance, now, okay, let's not even say desperate. The society, like, look at you, for example, now you try 1 year, try next year, try for like 5 years, and they later give you admission and
Yoruba education.
She gets. That's one of the reasons why people are in that department. It's not like they chose it before.
It's not like they chose it.
But the funny thing is that there are people that are there.
Yeah.
She gets that.
Yes.
For example, you see all these people that they do this, what's it called, eulogizing. Sometimes when I see some of them, I'm like, wow, like this is just fantastic. She get the way they are so passionate about it and the way they capture your attention. Yeah. She get so that's their strength. Imagine someone that does a strength now. That's his strength. Going to go and do designing. She get so know your strength is very, very, very important. So yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so I would go on to the next one, which is look for a value to create. Within the space of I think my first 4 years of actually designing. I was not creating any value. Because I would say I knew nothing. If I could get my first official design, right? My first commissioned design.
That's a job.
First job
as a designer.
If I can get it, I would share it. I would actually share it. It's a very ugly piece. But I did it.
That's growth. That's growth.
I did it,
yeah.
And people loved it. I mean, I got paid for it. Yes.
But so now it looks ugly.
It is.
Yeah. I understand that fact.
So yes, I would just fast forward to the recent years of my life and how I created value. I'm a Christian and I attend the church, so I happen to be in the publicity department of my church, and I used that platform.
Yeah, that platform
to actually improve myself, in the sense that there was a deficiency in designers, and I knew I had this skill, and I just tapped into it. Now, it wasn't like they were looking for a designer. But I went there to serve.
Yeah.
And serve a purpose.
Yeah, service.
So when I got there, a lot of things that I knew, some people did not even know.
Know it at all.
And a lot of things, like quite a lot of things that they knew, I did not know. And that was the value I actually figured out. That at the end of it all, I don't know it all. I have to pass on knowledge to people, and I have to collect knowledge from other people.
You learn and you teach.
You learn and you teach. Now, to another aspect of that, in school, I'm not supposed to talk about school, but I'll just chip it in. In school, I happen to be the lead designer for my faculty, and literally any design. It started out as me designing for, I won't say, will I say free? I would say free, and then at a point I was getting
paid for it.
I won't say paid, but then I was getting commissions
for it.
I was getting commissions for it, and that was, I gave them, initially they were not having Happy New Month designs, they were not having birthday designs, and some other designs that could be used to pass information.
Creative designs.
And I did that, including.
So you were able to take the opportunity.
I took the opportunity and I made good use of it. I looked for a value and I gave it out.
Yeah.
So, and then from there, a lot of people saw what I could do, and they just came and
So it was from value, from creating value, that you had different opportunities that actually brought other more beneficial results. We don't need to go too deep, please. We've already understood it. So I understand that fact. You have to also the key word that you use was service.
Yes.
If you are able to serve in a capacity where you feel like, okay, you're not getting what you deserve yet, but then that service will open doors, to open opportunities for you to actually be valued much more than even what you are creating, just because of you've taken the opportunity to serve as a person. So that's a very, very wonderful advice. So thank you very much. We are moving on to the next one.
So yes, the next one is stay true to your relationships.
This relationship one, I want to listen to it because I don't know anything about it. So we are hearing.
When I say stay true to relationships, I don't mean boyfriend and girlfriend aspect.
Well, what do you have against boyfriend and girlfriend aspect?
I don't have anything against it.
Okay.
I don't have anything against it, and I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay. Okay.
When I say stay true to your relationships, there are people that you're going to meet, or there are people that you've known in time past. There are people that you've known in time past. These are the people that would actually help your growth process. Now, mind you, these people too can bring you down.
Yeah.
They can slow down your growth process. But the basic truth is this. You see those people that you actually started with, those people that knew where you were coming from, they are the ones, they are the real ones. You're still going to meet other real ones ahead. Business is not about money alone. It's not. I can offer you a service for your service. But when you perceive that the service is not balanced, or the trade by barter is not balanced, then probably she just wants to use me for my thing, and immediately you're getting that feeling, then there's a problem somewhere. Immediately you start getting that feeling that you're just giving the person a value, and you're not receiving. You're not getting anything in return. And it's there's a problem somewhere. So you stay true to your relationships, from your little friends back in the days, they are the ones. They might not pay for your service. They might not pay for your services, but they will definitely be part of the people that will bring people that will pay for those services. From the WhatsApp BC that you do, from I know a guy, I know him, he's expensive, but I know a guy. All those things actually help us. And funny thing is that these guys are the ones that will get us one of our most challenging jobs. And when they get
most challenging and most rewarding.
And when they get it for you, I mean, it opens other doors for you. And a lot of us don't actually know that. I would have gone into like total details about a friend of mine. Let me just go into it. My best friend, as I don't know how to put it, I love that guy so much. He has gotten me.
You're already shouting out to him. I'm hoping he listens to this point.
He has gotten me so many commissions that I can't even imagine. He has gotten me to even offer services that I couldn't even imagine. And mind you, if he walks up to me and asks me for a design, or rather ask me for help, he's my best friend. If I'll get paid, I'll get paid. If I'll do it for free, I'll do it for free. But one thing I know is that he will never take me for granted.
Yes. See, the value will always be there.
The value
you always see that's something that is very important. Once relationships are in different ways. You have a relationship that is, for example, now what we learned in biology, where you have a relationship between different animals. You have some that what's it called? Some that are mutual benefit. I've forgotten the terms that they use in biology. You have parasitic,
yes,
but the one, symbiotic and blah blah. But in essence, what I'm trying to say is that valuing relationships are relationships that actually give you value. Yeah. The ones that are mutual. Not the ones that are one-sided.
Not someone that wants to just feed off you.
And does not want to give you back. And yes, I feel like I don't want to say this, but I'm sure you get what I'm trying to imagine. There's so many relationships where you see that somebody just wants to get from you, and the person doesn't want to give anything.
Even about that relationship, that's just even the business aspect. In your day-to-day life,
like
even if you want to stop being friends with someone, even though you want to stop being friends with someone, you can easily tell the person, hey, see, I don't think this friendship will work. But then anytime there's something
that you need,
I will definitely. See, a lot of us have misused the word friends. We've misused the word friends. As I am right now, I have people that I don't talk to. Like, I don't even talk to. And when someone asks me for a type of job, oh yes, I have a guy, this is his number, or this is his Twitter handle, and I just connect them. Mind you, I don't say anything. I don't request, how far have you gotten a job or this thing, have you? Nah, it doesn't concern me. If you feel that I'm worthy enough to know what the outcome of the referral was, fine. If I'm not worthy, it doesn't concern, but I've done my part. I know you have a skill. I know that you have a value to offer,
and you are able to refer them.
Sure, you understand?
So you're not selfish.
I'm not selfish. I always tell people that something that I cannot do, I know someone that actually does it. So just tell me. If I can't do it,
I know someone that does it. I have someone that does it.
And if I don't have someone, there's someone that I know
that knows someone that knows how to do it.
So it's that's how important relationships are to me. I don't joke with them. I don't joke with them at all. So I think we should
move on to the next
one, which is the last one.
Okay. This is the last one. Yes. We've reached the final one. Wow. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay, this is the last one. This goes out to let's say a lot of creatives out there, and this would probably be like let's say the longest of the lessons.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. The experiences.
Yes. So for a creative, especially designers who are into freelancing and all of those things, you don't get what you deserve as a person. You don't get what you deserve as a person. You get what you negotiate. This was said by my brother.
Another shout out. You start paying for all the shout out.
And you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. And I've been in positions where I call a price and it wasn't negotiated. And then I'm like, what is wrong with me? I should have just doubled this thing now, and then they will negotiate and they will bring it down to the middle.
Yeah, the middle where it will benefit you more.
Negotiating skills and everything. That's why these are things that as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you should be able to leverage on. Sorry, I would like to go back to that, the previous lesson, which is stay true to your relationship. A lot of us these days don't know how to do partnerships. Yes. We don't know how to do collaborations. Like he said, we shouldn't feed off each other. You definitely need someone's service. Partnership as a clothing line, partner with a photographer. I mean, a lot of ways you can do something.
Yeah, most people don't think collaboratively.
I once did a collaboration with a photographer friend of mine, with a clothing brand in Lagos, and I never met these people. I never met the clothing brand. The photographer is a friend of mine, and I never met those guys in Lagos. They sent down the clothes that we used for the shoot down to a lorry.
We had the models.
We brought in the models, and we did the shoots, and the rest is history. The rest is history. So these are things that we've done. These are things that I have done. These are things that I will still do. These are things that I will still do with friends of mine. So, as I've said, okay, let's go back to
the main lesson.
You don't get what you desire, you get what you negotiate. I'll give two scenarios. The first one was, I think, the first logo I was supposed to design, my first commissioned logo that I was supposed to design, and it was a friend of mine that got me that gig. The person wanted to pay in dollars, and I did not have a dollar account. I mean, as a 17-year-old, I did not have a dollar account, not to talk of
freelancing. Obviously, you not have thought about it.
So the person contacted me and said he wanted the logo, blah blah blah, and I told the person 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira. That was 2016-ish, 2017-ish. Said 1,000 naira, and she said, okay, no problem. 1,000 naira. As of 2017, probably 1,000 naira was even a big money.
Yeah, it was still big at that time.
I was still even big, so it wasn't really a big deal. And before I started getting other commissions, and then the prices went up, and it got to a particular point that I once charged for a very, partial amount. It's not technical. Someone referred me, so I used the same price for the person. For the person that referred me, I used the same price for it. And the person just came into my DM and was like, I need you to design a logo for us. And I was like, okay, so are we not going to discuss the price? He said, I already know the price. I said, what do you mean? He said, you already told me that this is how much you do it. You did not even allow me to talk
at all. You just assumed that this is my price.
That this is my price. And I tried. He said, no, now that this was the person that referred. So my hands were already tied. At that point, I did not even have business knowledge or anything. So I was I was just dumbfounded. The person even had my account number already.
Wow.
Because he collected literally all the details
I needed,
and he just
that one was like he was using his own, what's it called, his own business strategy,
and he just paid off. He even paid off before I started.
Imagine.
Paid off before I started. When we say people have money in this world, they have money.
People have money,
so
obviously.
He paid off just like that. And then I'll fast forward to the day I was contacted by a brand, and they wanted me on a 3-month contract. And that 3-month contract, when we discussed the way they wanted the contract to work, they just needed 12 designs, I think 4 for each month. And they said, we don't know how much you charge, but this is our budget. Now, hear the words correctly. We don't know how much you charge, but this is our budget. So if I told you that the budget was way beyond my expectation, I didn't even expect it. Like, for what I would do, for the kind of description that they needed. What the price I would have called, the price I would have told them
was far lesser. They just came.
Now tell me, who am I to tell them that no,
it's lesser?
So who am I to tell them that it's lesser? So I just accepted it like that, and I walked. I did it. Why am I supposed to open my mouth and say anything? So these are two different scenarios.
Two different distinct scenarios.
Now imagine if I had told them that, okay, I can't work with your budget, that it's a bit higher.
No, who does that? Imagine that they came and they asked you the price.
Or imagine they came and they asked me the price, and I gave them.
Their budget itself you would have helped them reduce their budget.
You understand? So these are scenarios that we actually find ourselves. These are scenarios. So another thing that we should add to this, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. With when we talk of creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners, the value that you are actually putting out for people, in terms of probably the clothes you're selling, or the attire you're making, or the garments you're making, or the design you're putting out, you're actually selling the work. Yes, you're actually selling the work that you've put into it, the years of experience. That's what they're actually paying for. Yes, people pay for your years of experience, and not just the value of whatever product or service you are giving out. So you have to know how to negotiate
and calculate everything together.
So as someone as I am, I'm still a cheap designer by the grace of God. Yes, I know that I still have a lot of places to go with what I know how to do. And I would definitely be able to charge way higher, because I know that.
But this one that I was just saying, you've still not mentioned any amount of money.
No, we don't.
You don't want to. Okay, so don't worry.
A lot of us have this ambition to actually go further
and
higher than what we have actually achieved. Another thing I would say is that concerning those relationships, it's very, very paramount. Like I said, these people are the ones that would get you one of the biggest and most challenging gigs that you would ever get. Your friends and people that you don't even know. You know, when we go for events and they tell you to connect, to network with people, it's not really for flex. It's not for you to
It's not just for fun.
It's not just for fun. It's not just for you to increase the number of contacts you have, but it's actually for yourself. It's just for yourself. I think a lot of people know, so it's nothing to hide. The techno gig I got was through a friend of mine. and he said that I should come and join the community on campus, and I joined the community on campus. And when I did that, I just joined like any normal person. Even though I was busy, I just joined and I kept quiet on the group. I was literally saying nothing. And I heard that there was a design group. Oh yeah, I want to volunteer. I mean, it's an opportunity to actually work for the brand and have it somehow. And all this were through someone just like told me and everything. Someone I barely know. And if I tell you today that I've not met the person, I've not met him. Like I've not met him. And as we speak, currently I am one of the student ambassadors to the techno brand. And I never met the person that actually brought me into that community.
But you were able to network with that person?
I was able to just network with that person. Just like that. That was all.
That's one of the importance of virtual spaces. Knowing how to use it very well, not just for cruise and fun and vibes.
Not just for memes. sorry to those who have been affected by that, but not just for memes.
I know, let them enjoy their memes.
Not just for savage replies.
And dragging. That one is necessary. But yeah, I get what you are trying to say. Those relationships are very, very important.
Yes.
Yeah, the ones that are not parasitic, by the way. Let's emphasize on that.
They are not. I mean, if I see someone, I barely check my WhatsApp status. But if I see someone on my WhatsApp status, if I just go there and I see a person, probably someone that actually has the contact, and I check out, oh, you do this, okay, fine. Immediately it registers in my head. And that's it. If any need comes up, straight, I'm giving out that digit.
Straight
and
up.
I'm not the kind of person that I would ask you,
what's your commission?
This thing, I don't do that. I do not. Like agency fee or whatever that they call it, I do not. If I'm giving it to you, I did not do anything. I just saw the ad. Because I also have friends. I have friends that randomly they send me design contests. Like it gets to the point of sending me design contests to go and participate
in it.
And it's very simple. If I'm going to do it, I will tell them, oh, bro, thank you very much. I'm very grateful, but I won't be able to do this. Thank you very much. I won't be chanced to do this. And if I will do it, I will do it. And wherever it is that we might need each other's help later in future, we'll definitely do it for each other. So that's just, I don't joke with my friendships at all. And I'm very, very skeptical of who I'm friends with. Very, very. I can't just be friends with anybody.
That's something that most people should understand too.
You can't be friends with everybody. Like you cannot. Sometimes we text people that hoping that okay, we want to be friends with them, and they just ignore us, probably thinking that you have ulterior motives and everything. But it is bound to happen.
That's called another form of rejection.
It is bound to happen, and
they said in this life, for you to actually be if you are going to be a different person, if you are going to be someone special, if you are going to be different from every other person, it's something that even as an entrepreneur, you should be able to absorb rejection. You should not be afraid of it, because when you are afraid of rejection, you will not move far. You would not be able to grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as someone that wants to actually achieve so many things. Because in this life is all about it. You will collect rejection. You will collect. That's one of the things they say when they say you will collect breakfast. You will collect it. It's just like breakfast.
You would actually collect.
If you want to grow as a person, if you want to move forward, you have to be proud of rejection. Yeah, obviously.
Even when someone comes to you for a collaboration, or you go and meet someone for a collaboration, and the person tells you that, sorry, I'm not interested. it's no problem
at all.
Someone somewhere would be interested.
That's the funny thing. That's the funny and very interesting.
Like,
another person will definitely be
someone
interested.
else is out there looking for that opportunity.
Yeah.
You've not just found the person.
Just continue searching. If you decide,
continue
searching. If you
searching.
decide that okay, this person rejected me, I'm never doing this thing again, you will never find the right person.
And we are in this generation whereby, I mean, screenshots can ruin your life in seconds.
And they say you simp.
Yeah, when they say you simp, but when you are very genuine with what you're looking for,
and you should also be diplomatic.
If you're very genuine with what you're looking for, if you are rejected, it's sincerely speaking, yes, you would be hurt. I mean, you would actually feel the pain. You would be sad about it.
So you know the intentions behind it was pure.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it will literally wear off. Like, it will wear off like it never happened. It will totally wear off like it never happened. Same thing goes for rejection, admission rejections. I'm talking about people that probably have seeked admission outside the country, where you have to like write essays, and those ones will tell you that sorry, but the way the admission this thing will come, because admission rejection.
So that you have experience on it. Has been rejected you before?
Quite a number. You just have an admission rejection, and then you're like, okay,
wonderful.
Okay, yes, on to the next.
Yeah, definitely.
On to the next. At least you still have something you're doing. It's not like
that's optimism. You have to be optimistic.
You have to be optimistic about it. Admission rejection, it's very, when you're filling the forms and 70% complete, 80% complete, 90% complete, you say, okay, 100%, you have to submit. You now say under review. You now be waiting for email. Hoping that you will get admission status, admission letter, whatever. And then it's actually very sad. It's actually very sad. But something is that it gives you more experiences.
Yeah, definitely experience.
Better approaches to things like that. Because when you get rejected from a relationship, I'm talking to the business people again. When you get rejected business wise, there's something wrong. Low key.
There's something wrong. There's something you need to learn again.
You need to find
something you need to actually put down. You have to evaluate yourself.
Evaluate. Thank you. Yourself. You have to go back, reevaluate,
and then you can also look for feedbacks too.
Also find out why the person. You don't necessarily have to ask the person, but sit down and look at the deal you are bringing to the table. If it benefits you a lot more than the person,
that is a problem.
I mean, it's just like looking for TY Bello. You are starting a business as a university student that you don't have any connection, and you are now going to TY Bello and asking TY Bello for collaboration. Now it depends on the nature of what you are pushing towards her, but it sounds very unrealistic.
Unrealistic. That's not a risk worth
so
taking.
It's not.
That's not.
So you have to look at what you're gaining and what the person will gain, so that you would not be selfish.
Except from if she's in a very good mood to do something like a giveaway.
If
they are in a very good mood, and that one is called grace, which is very rare. But yeah, you can still find it.
So I think we've exhausted all our lessons.
That's wonderful. We've come to the end of the lesson. But before we actually move on, I would like to ask a few questions, or at least this one question will lead to other ones. So throughout your journey as a business, throughout your business journey, let me just say it like that, what are the things, the challenges that you've faced as a person individually and as a business or as a brand?
Payment of the value, that's one, because we have non-profit organizations and we have basically profit organizations, and this most times the purpose of it is never most times the purpose of business is profit. The purpose of business is to make money from it.
Yeah.
And when people are not ready to pay for what you are worth, when people are not ready to pay for what you feel you are worth, then it's a problem. I, as a person, I've done a design for 500 naira. I started out as a designer of 500 naira, and the rest is history today. I cannot do a design for 500 naira. I cannot. I don't know how to do it.
It's not in your, what's it called, your niche.
It's
You
not
don't
in my
even know
niche.
how.
I don't know how.
You
to
don't know
do
how. The list of your design is not even fitting that category.
Another thing about this know your strengths. Know your strengths. As a designer, I am a corporate designer. I'm a corporate designer. I'm very particular about the types of jobs
That you get.
and I collect. I cannot design a party flyer. I don't know how to do it. I don't. If you send it to me, I would send it back to you and reject it. I'm not interested. The very first party design I did was a major flop, and I figured out that I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't
It was
know
not
how
your.
to.
It was not your place. It's not about pride.
It's not about pride. So if you come to me and you say you want to design it, I don't know how to do it, but I have someone
that will do it.
So please take the contact and contact the person and go and do it. I don't know how to do it. It's as simple as that. No hard feelings. I don't just know how to do it, because if I collect it, then I would probably just want to just eat your money, and that's just it. So one of the challenges I had is people not wanting to pay, or people saying that I was too expensive. And it wasn't that I was actually expensive, because like I said, I'm not even expensive. But you cannot just afford what I'm putting on the table.
That's the thing. You people need to understand that there's a difference between I cannot afford it and you're expensive. Because to other people you are cheap.
To other people you are cheap.
And as a person who does not want more money, so I would rather meet the people that tell me that I'm cheap when I'm expensive.
So I just sit down, and even if you tell me, oh, you are too expensive, I cannot afford. Sorry, thank you very much. It cannot work.
There's no.
And I'll go back to go and I don't have to. I don't beg that please let's work with this.
People need to understand that it's not about pride. It's not about pride.
If I know that the value I'm offering to you is worth more
than it, that's just confidence in your ability.
And I have a bar of what it costs. I cannot go below that.
Below it. That's something that most creatives suffer with.
That's how it is. Other challenges I had was school. Coupling school with work was very tasking. Very, very tasking. Like very. I don't know how many very I can use. But it was very
the
tasking.
very is extremely very.
I got the hack to it. I have the hack to being a designer and also being in school.
Maybe you should tell people the hack.
And doing it. It's prioritizing.
Imagine some people would think you want to tell them supernatural power.
There's no supernatural power. There's no supernatural power.
It's just simple English.
It's just simple English, prioritizing. You just need to prioritize
your
whatever
priorities.
it is you want to do. If you're spending 5 hours on a design, you're spending 5 hours on your book, you're spending 5 hours to sleep, please, the math is not correct.
It's not correct at all.
The math is not correct, because at the end of the day, you figure out that you still have to go to class, you still have to do other things.
They are still miscellaneous. There are some things that you cannot even.
Some things.
Really.
The period you're gonna spend inside the vehicle. What are you doing during those
period you are hitting itself?
Period you are hitting. So these are the things you need to put into consideration. Work on a schedule. A lot of us just live a very haphazard daily life. We just go out.
Don't have plan.
Wherever it is that life takes us,
we
just
move. We follow.
Anywhere belief is. You're not meant to do that. I mean, for people that have visions, people that have ambitions, you shouldn't live life just anyhow. If you text me right now, what are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow? At least I'm sure that I have 75% of what I want to do the following day set.
Yeah.
I have it set. I know what I want to do. It's while I was in school, at least for a week, I knew what I wanted to do. So if you're calling me for, sometimes when they call me for design and I tell them, okay, and they tell me, okay, sorry, we need this design by Thursday. Let's say they call me on Tuesday and they say they need it designed by Thursday. Sorry, it's not possible. The best time you can collect this is Saturday. The best time. The best time. Now, mind you, when I told them the best time is because it is when it's most comfortable for me.
For you.
At least
and
where
you'll be
I
able
can
to do your work
very
perfectly.
well without rush.
Yeah, without rush.
That's how smart I worked back then. I did not work. I didn't work hard. I did not work hard, but I worked smart.
Obviously.
I had to figure out what I'm supposed to do at the right time. Even sometimes I get to class and be sleeping because I probably designed all through the night, or I probably read all through the night, and I'll get to class and be sleeping because this is what are they teaching us in class?
That's why I'll tell you when you are awake in the midnight, I'll be like, scholar, you are reading again.
So it's sometimes I might be sleeping, sometimes I might be reading, and so on, and so on. So it's basically priority. If you know your priority, then that's just it. And another challenge I had was I was very ignorant about my health. The fact that I was just walking, figured out that I was not eating. Basically I was ignorant to the point that sometimes I would just break down for like 5 days. Now imagine 5 days, no work, no school work, no personal
That's terrible.
work. It's very terrible. So I was probably negligent of what I was doing because I was just there to just get things done and get things done. So while I said priority, know when to sleep, know when you are supposed to
because you
rest.
actually need sleep. You're not a robot.
Know when you are to watch a movie. Know when you are supposed to listen to music. Know when you are just supposed to lie down on your bed and just take a nap.
Know when you're supposed to think.
Know when you are supposed to think. So all this still returns back to priority.
So thank you very much for all those
questions.
wonderful lessons.
No other questions.
Sure.
Feel
Let me
free.
see. I thought you were saying no other questions, like you're tired of asking questions.
No.
But yeah, we have to actually end this episode very soon. But before I ask for your last remarks or closing
remarks.
Yeah, we're not doing closing prayer, we're doing closing remarks. Before I ask for your last remarks, what do you think people misunderstand about you, like your personality?
What people have misunderstood about my personality was or is that I'm a proud person. I'm not a proud person, I'm just a very conservative person. I'm an introvert. I don't go to where I'm not wanted, and I don't go to where I'm not invited. It's not pride, it's just me respecting myself. Yes, purely self-respect.
Self-respect, very important.
We are not, I don't just do it. Sometimes I sit down and I plug my earpiece and I'm just probably on a phone call or just enjoying my good music. If you walk up to me and you talk to me, I would answer you if your conversation is meaningful. But if it's something I'm not interested in, I've been in a physical space before and someone just randomly saw my laptop, saw what I was doing, and just walked up to me and we had a conversation. She said she was working on a proposal that she needed a quotation from someone. I've never met her before. That was the first time I was going to meet her. And then since I'm a designer and do I know someone that does these things? It was actually design, right? But I don't do such designs I did not do such designs at that moment. And the only thing I just did was I just picked up my phone and I called one of my elderly friends that was into the business, and he gave me the quotation and I gave it to her just right there, and that was it. She requested for she said she was going to request for my number the next time she actually sees me. And that was what happened. I didn't exchange. And funny enough, she might not have actually met me again. That was just another thing. And that's another thing. That's another thing. But I gave her what she wanted at that time. And that was just it. So I think that's
the only misconception.
I think that's the only.
That's the basic one.
The
most important one.
You just think I'm proud.
But there's always a difference between pride and confidence. And aside from pride, so sometimes you should actually. It's very important to have pride more than not to have shame.
Not to have shame.
Yeah, it's very, very important. So thank you very much, Josh Opaleke, for being on this wonderful episode of Reality Monday. This special episode, like I told you. Before we go, you'd just give us anything. Just say anything. Last words.
Anything.
Advice? You can give an advice. Well, we've been giving advice since morning.
Giving advice since morning.
You say something fun. Say something that people might not have expected you to say.
Okay, sorry. I think I have another misconception though.
Oh, misconception?
Yes. That people have about me. They think I have money.
Oh.
I don't have money. I don't have money. Okay?
I know you have money by God's grace.
We have money, but right now I'm still a young single.
You know, when he says, oh, interesting, young single. Oh, that's interesting. Please, you've heard him.
No, please
no. He's single.
I'm just a very young
but
person.
Aside from having money, this one I say you don't have money. You know, there's a definition of what's called there's a standard. To some people, big money. There are some people that big money to them is still small money.
It's still small money.
It's big money to another person is still small money. So I'm definitely sure that's what.
So that's a misconception about it. They think I have money. Money
big, you're already rich. You're already one big rich man.
Please, if you want to help me.
Yes, you're humble.
My BTC wallet is just.
Oh, it's active now.
Very, very active.
Wonderful.
So just request for it. I will paste it for you. So
thank you.
Thank you for having me here on the 40th edition.
40th episode. Yeah.
We could have probably gone for 40 hours or probably 40 minutes.
You want the people that are listening to this? What the fuck is this? What the trash is this? Oh yeah, thank you very much.
It was a really nice experience. I'm really grateful for this.
It was a nice discussion with you, Josh Opaleke, a designer. Yeah, he just wants to be humble, so he said we should just leave it at a graphics designer. So please, if you have any job or any gig that you want to give him.
I'm not taking any job.
Okay, not any.
I'm not taking any. I'm not taking any commissions from now till further notice. Further notice.
Okay. We shall come back. But is there anything that you want to tell us? Maybe anything new that you're coming up with?
Well, basically, I'm not coming up.
But what should we expect in 2022?
Okay, what you should be expecting in 2022,
Or we should wait for 2023? Which one are you planning?
Okay, here's the thing.
Maybe you get a relationship. But if it's a relationship too, you don't mind, tell us.
I pray so.
Oh, you pray so?
I don't pray so too.
Which one is no?
Whichever one that
comes. Pick a side, guy. Pick a side.
We're hoping we get into a relationship.
So that's so nice.
What are we expecting in 2022, 2023? I see last year I said I'm going to. I think earlier this year I said I was going to see myself in a better.
Earlier in
place.
2021.
Earlier in 2021, I said I was going to see myself in a better place, and I took a huge turn. That was last year. That was 2021. I took a huge turn, and it was very massive for me. And with the whole transition, next year would be very, very silent.
Yeah, next year, 2023.
2023. Very, very silent.
Are you talking about 2023 or 2020?
I'm talking about 2023. 2023 will be very silent.
But what about 2022?
2022
is already silent. Please, when are you now waking up? 2024?
By the time I will be coming out, or by the time that a lot of people would see what is going on, no one would know.
It's going to be a surprise.
So it's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
So, like I said, that 2023 is silent. 2022 right now is even silent. I don't know, probably by December 30th, 2022,
Anything can happen.
Something might happen.
Okay. We'll put that in mind.
Yeah, so an advice for everyone. Some people don't believe in writing goals. Some people don't believe in writing down achievements. Some people don't believe in it at all. But there was something I did last year, 2021. There was something I did, and I will let you know. I wrote about 12 goals. I wrote 12 goals. And the only thing I didn't get out of those 12 goals was just a camera. And I will not get it anytime soon.
Yeah, because priorities have changed.
Priorities have changed. And now, that's 12 out of, that's 11 out of 12. Even out of the 12 months, I was sick. If we are to count it, I was sick probably a month. Not like the funds were not there or something, but it wasn't just a priority. I thought probably an angel would come somewhere and just
do it for free.
Give me a camera.
Wonderful.
But no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's something that you don't do. You don't bet on grace.
Don't bet on grace.
It really comes, boy. It's really God that knows. It might come to you like Zazu. It's really God that knows.
So if people tell you that manifest it, manifest it, believe it.
But plan. Plan, please.
You have to be realistic.
Very, very
As
important.
in, if you're not, 2022 now, I've written down my goals. And to buy a car is not in my goals. But if I have the money, I will buy it.
You buy it, okay.
Yes.
And if someone dashes you too,
I will
you
collect
will
it. But
that's nice.
Mind you, buying a car is not a priority for me.
Yeah, that's one thing we should understand. Needs and wants.
Needs and wants. The difference.
Differentiate it.
They are very, very different. So if you can do all these things as a person, I mean, your 2022 should be very, very fantabulous, because you will be actively working towards these goals, and at the same time you're just living your life. Because when I wrote down those goals, I literally stashed it away. Now this is something I think I tweeted, I think sometime in July, and I said 2021, and I tweeted and I said I checked my goals and I figured out that God has been good. A lot of people will not know, and please don't expect me to put it out there to anybody what my goals were, but it's very personal and I got them.
Relationship was not one of them.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. That was just being sarcastic.
It wasn't. So if we do these things, write down our goals. It's not for it to add pressure to you.
Yeah.
It's not to pressurize you.
Just to know that you have a plan.
A lot of people will say that I'm not supposed to be poor at this age. Yes, you're not supposed to be poor at this age, but there are some people that are richer than your parents at this age.
That's deep.
Which one do you want to choose?
That's deep. That's very, very deep.
Which one do you want? It's a very simple thing. Which one do you want? Will you keep sleeping when you can carry your laptop and start coding? Or you can carry your laptop and learn copywriting and video editing, lots of different skills, lots of platforms for you to learn a couple of things. Even pastry making. But mind you, when you are doing these things, create a value.
Make sure that it's something that you do.
Make sure there's something you are doing different from every other person.
And aside from that, make sure it's something that there's you embedded in it. Something that you obviously know that this is something that I've loved, I've always liked. So that's the major thing. So I think we are done.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So thank you very much, Josh. I think I'm saying this for like the third time, but it's going to be a final time. Thank you very much. It's been an hour, 9 minutes. Wow, I did not expect it. Wow. Thank you very much. And if you actually listen to this to the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate you for also listening. I hope you have a wonderful February 2022, and I hope by God's grace, the year is just starting. I'm hoping that the rest of the year, that's like the remaining 11 months in quote, is way better than January, because I know that January was really choking.
6 weeks.
Yeah, it was really choking. This is like the last Monday, and it's like 5 Mondays. So January was really choking.
6 weeks.
So yeah, thank you very much. Do you have any other thing you want to add?
Please do follow me on.
Follow him on.
Follow me on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Follow me on Twitter, and follow me on LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah, at
Josh Opaleke.
Okay, just look for it.
Just
there's no
Josh
two.
Opaleke. There's no two. It is me, and my bio would
speak
for it. So.
Yeah. So thank you very much for listening. I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks on episode 41. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful February. Peace.